The Untold Story of Dr. José Rizal. Secrets of the National Hero, Dr. José Protasio Rizal. Mercado y Alonso Realonda, the name that echoes throughout Philippine history as the greatest Filipino hero. But behind the statues and textbooks, there lies a hidden story, one of struggles, betrayals, secret missions, and a legacy that changed the course of an entire nation. The beginning of a genius born on June 19, 1861, in Calamba, Laguna, Rizal came from a wealthy and educated family. His intelligence was evident from a young age, learning to read and write at just 3 years old. Unlike most children, Rizal had an insatiable hunger for knowledge. He mastered 22 languages, including Spanish, French, German, and even ancient Greek and Latin. But despite his brilliance, he lived in a time when the Filipinos suffered under the cruelty of Spanish colonization. The abuses of the friars, the forced labor, and the unjust treatment of his fellow men ignited a fire within him, one that would eventually make him the biggest threat to the Spanish rule. The secret weapon, his pen. At a time when Filipinos had no voice, Rizal used his writing as a weapon. He knew that if he wanted change, he had to awaken the minds of his people. In 1887, he published Noli Me Tangere, Touch Me Not, a novel that exposed the corruption and brutality of Spanish officials and friars. It was banned in the Philippines, and those caught reading it were punished. But it was already too late. The book had already planted the seeds of revolution. The Spanish authorities labeled Rizal a dangerous man, but he refused to stop. He continued his advocacy in Europe, forming La Liga Filipina, a movement that called for reforms and equal rights for Filipinos. However, his peaceful approach was met with suspicion. The Spanish feared that his influence would ignite a revolution. Exile and betrayal. In 1892, Rizal was arrested and exiled to Dapitan, a remote town in Mindanao. Many believed this was the end of his fight. But even in exile, Rizal proved that he was unstoppable. While in Dapitan, he built a school for Filipino children, established a water system to provide clean drinking water, treated poor patients as a doctor, checkmark, collected rare species of animals and plants. Impressing even European scientists, Rizal had turned his exile into an opportunity to serve his people. But unknown to him, some Filipinos were planning a bloody uprising. Andres Bonifacio and the Katipunan, a secret revolutionary group, were preparing for war against Spain. They wanted Rizal to lead the revolution, believing that he was the only one capable of uniting the Filipinos. However, Rizal refused. He believed that the country was not yet ready for war and that a peaceful reform was still possible. But was he wrong? The final days. In 1896, the Philippine Revolution broke out, and Rizal was immediately blamed for it, even though he had no direct involvement. The Spanish authorities arrested him and accused him of treason. After a sham trial, he was sentenced to death by firing squad. Despite having the chance to escape, Rizal chose to accept his fate. He knew that his death would be more powerful than his life. On the morning of December 30th, 1896, at Bagumbayan, now Luneta Park, Rizal faced his executioners. As the shots rang out, he made sure to turn around at the last moment so he would fall facing the rising sun, a final act of defiance, symbolizing that he died for his beloved Philippines. Before his death, he secretly wrote, Mi Ultimo Adios, my last farewell, a poem that would later inspire countless Filipinos to continue the fight for freedom. The legacy that changed a nation, Rizal's death was not the end. It was the beginning. His execution ignited the flames of the revolution, proving that the pen was indeed mightier than the sword. Less than 2 years later, Spain lost control of the Philippines, and the country took its first steps toward independence. But Rizal's influence didn't stop there. Today, he is remembered not just as a hero, but as a visionary, a genius, and a man who gave everything for his people. His story is not just about the past. It is a lesson for every Filipino today. Would you be willing to fight for your country the way Rizal did?